Lying here in a second.
Where did heaven go?
Hey, Jamal. All right, our meeting is now streaming live on Facebook. So we are live. We'll take another minute to allow some people to get logged in. Heaven, you all right over there? There you go. We'll give a minute for some of our Facebook family to log in and get themselves ready to catch the team perspective from the team point of view. We're excited for our second episode of Team Talk Tuesday with TLC. We'll give about another second here, and then we'll be rolling. All right. It's 6:30. Welcome to our young people, our teens from all across the city of Tampa, and from representing your respective recreation centers. Welcome to our Facebook Live friends from all across the city, hopefully all across further than that. Welcome to our second episode of Teen Talk Tuesday with TLC. We've got a great topic tonight. We've got a great group of teenagers here tonight to share their teen perspective on the topic of the power of social media. Social media is a very, very hot topic. It is very prevalent in today's society. I can speak for myself as a almost middle-aged adult. Social media was not present in my middle school, high school days. And I'm kind of glad that it wasn't, because it would have caught me doing some things I had no business doing, maybe, hopefully. Don't tell my mother I said that. But social media is a big part of our young people's lives. It is a big part of society as a whole. Our topic tonight will hopefully inform and enlighten teenagers, our group that's here with us tonight, some of their peers who may be watching, and or parents, grandparents, teachers, anyone who is involved or engaged with teenagers on how they use social media, what they use it for, maybe some of the pitfalls of social media, and some of the ways that we can use it or they can use it, we all can use it to benefit us and help us, because we all hear a lot about social media, and some of it is negative, but there are a lot of positive, educational, informative ways that people can use social media. And I'm a testament that our teenagers, they do use social media in a positive way. They do share and inform and engage in positive ways on social media. So we want to talk a little bit about that tonight, and we are going to share, they're going to share their thoughts on social media. So without further ado, I'm going to kick it around our room, and our young people are going to introduce themselves to the Facebook family. I'm going to start with Miss Ari. Ari, introduce yourself for us, please.
My name is Ari, and I'm 13, and I go to Progress Village.
And our icebreaker question for the group tonight, and it's a good one, is if you could create your own app, what would it be?
Probably an app where everybody could come together and collaborate and do stuff that they would always want to do, but having others help them.
Okay, great idea. I'm looking for. And so, what would you name your app? What will be the name of your app, if you can think that far ahead? If not, no pressure.
I don't know.
Okay, we'll circle back to you. Thank you. Autumn, Miss Autumn, introduce yourself.
My name is Autumn. I'm 14 and I go to Tampa Bay Tech. And If I can make an app, it would be a time travel app.
It's
So-
Autumn. I'm 14.
Time travel. Okay, okay, time travel. What about a name for your app? You got a name for your app yet?
They make an app. It would be a
No.
Beyond Travel.
Beyond travel. Absolutely. Thank you. Thank you. Heaven, we're going to swing your way. Introduce yourself to the group.
My name is Heaven. I'm 16. I go to Chamberlain. And if I could make an app, I don't know. Okay, I got one. It would be for students so they can share answers from school and they can all help each other, but teachers cannot be on it because that's not fair. That's my app.
Okay, so a homework share app,
Yeah.
but you won't be giving out test answers or anything, will you?
Yeah, nothing like that. It's just
Okay.
like people who have the same class and they might have trouble and stuff like that. Just not like serious test answers.
Awesome, awesome. That sounds like an awesome app. Looking forward to it. Dwayne, we're gonna kick it your way. Introduce yourself to the family.
Hi, I'm Dwayne Foley. I am 15 years old and I go to Wesley Chapel High School. And if I wanted to create an app, it would be where young people get to talk, get to chase their dreams. And if they want to do basketball, they can talk to basketball players. And basketball players can tell them what they did to reach their dreams. If they want to do music, they can tell rappers, singers, and producers. If they want to do makeup, acting, and the category goes on.
Absolutely, absolutely, man. That sounds like a really engaging app. That would be awesome, man. Looking forward to hearing more about that app one day. Coach Hayden is with us tonight. How you doing tonight, Coach Hayden?
I'm doing well.
Good. Glad you're here with us tonight. Introduce yourself to the group and to the Facebook family.
So I'm Coach Hayden. I've been working with the city for almost 6 years now. And I work over here at Forest Hills Rec Center. And if I were to develop an app, it'd probably be like a fashion app to where you take all the pictures of the clothes that are in your closet. And if you want to put together an outfit, you just press submit and then it'll put an outfit together for you.
Oh man, so a fashionista app.
Yeah, something like that.
Absolutely. That's an awesome idea. Awesome idea. Thank you. And thank you again for joining us tonight. Miss Regina. Thank you for joining us tonight.
Good evening. If I had to, I'm Regina McBride Smith. I'm a team supervisor with Tampa Parks and Rec. And if I had to create an app, I want to create a taste app where you're able to actually taste foods that you can only see the pictures of. And I would call it Taste and See.
Taste and See. Wow. I think that would be an awesome app for a guy like myself. I love to eat. So whenever Taste and See is up and running, let me know. If you need someone to test out your app, I'll gladly volunteer. Thank you all. I think I neglected to introduce myself, so I'll bat last. My name is Jamal Jefferson. I am the site supervisor at the one and only Jackson Heights NFL Yet Center. I've been with the city of Tampa for 11 years this month, actually. Last week was my 11-year anniversary. I know I don't look like I'm that old, but I got some grades going up here. And if I could create an app, I would create an app where I would get first dibs on all of the retro Air Jordans. I wouldn't have to wait in line. I wouldn't have to get a raffle ticket. Every pair of retro Air Jordans came out, I got first dibs in the entire world. So I wouldn't have to fight anybody for retro Jordans. I can just click my app and order my retro Air Jordans, and they would show up to my doorstep, no questions asked. That would be my app. So thank you all. We appreciate your introduction tonight. Before we get started, I'm going to share my screen and I don't think that I shared with anyone that I was going to do this, but I think I would be remiss if I didn't do this. On yesterday, our Parks and Recreation Department and our TLC group lost one of our founders of our TLC group. Can you all see? Yes, I think you can. Y'all can see my screen? Okay. Let me move this up so that everyone can see this beautiful face here on the right. The young lady to the far right of the screen, Santera Isaac, was one of the founders of our TLC committee and was a big part of TLC. She spent numerous hours planning and participating and just being a real vital member of our TLC group. So I thought tonight that we would dedicate tonight's episode to Santera and her soul, her beautiful soul, and all that she did for the teens around the city and our Parks and Recreation Department. And Miss Regina, would you like to say a word or two?
Just that that Coach Sand, as she's known as, was absolutely an amazing person and just loved this TLC program with all that she had. She put in so many countless hours as a lead of TLC, and she will be truly missed. And she impacted so many lives, and we're much better off having known her. So I really appreciate you sharing that tonight, Jamal. Thank you so much.
Absolutely, absolutely. Thank you. And again, thank you. Thank you to Coach Sand for all she did. The last time that I spoke with Coach Sand, we talked about her being the co-host of Teen Talk with Tuesday with TLC. So we're going to send this episode out to Coach Sand and her family and everyone whose lives she touched. So let's get started. Let's get started. All right. So let's jump right into our topic tonight. Like I said, I think we've got a good one. We've got a great topic tonight. So we're going to jump right into the power of social media. And I'm going to start with Miss Heaven first. Heaven. And as I pose the question, I want the rest of our group to be thinking about your answer to the first question. And we want you all to answer honestly. This is a judgment-free zone. We want you all to be yourselves and answer and give as much feedback and detail as you can. Heaven, first question, you're batting first. Why and how do you use social media? And what platforms do you use?
I don't really know how to answer the how question, but I use social media for interesting, I don't know, like if I'm bored or if I want an idea to do something, because I like doing DIY or drawing or painting. So I use certain platforms and certain social medias to get that idea from other people. But other than that, that's the only reason why. And the platforms that I use is an underrated app called Pinterest.
Pinterest.
And I do use, TikTok, that's just for like fun and when I'm bored.
That's where the fun happens. That's where the cool people are, right?
Yeah.
Okay. You can say that. You can say that.
Tumblr and Pinterest. And
okay.
Yeah.
Okay. And let me circle back to the how was kind of like how you answered it. So you said you use it for everything. You use it for like information, or how, meaning you use it for information, you use it for news sharing, you use it for educational. So that's kind of the how. Just for the rest of you all who are answering the question, is the how is what you use it for. Autumn, I'm going to swing your way. How do you use social media, and what platforms are you rolling with?
I use it just like Kevin used it, and I also use it to connect with my friends that I don't have their numbers with. And the social medias that I use is TikTok, Instagram, and Twitter.
Okay, TikTok, Instagram, and Twitter. Which one do you prefer? Which one is the one you like the most?
TikTok.
TikTok, that's where all the fun is happening. That's where all the fun is happening. Dwayne, I'm going to swing your way, my guy. It's on you. How are you using social media these days, and what platforms are you using?
I use social media on my free time when I'm done with my homework or if I have nothing to do
Okay.
and weather's bad outside. Sometimes I use it to learn tricks like basketball and like see like what's new in the social world. And platforms I use is only TikTok. I deleted Instagram and Snapchat a long time ago.
Now, real quick, let's put a pin in that real quick. So you say you deleted Instagram and Snapchat. Was there any specific reasons why you deleted those apps, or they just got bored? Just got bored to you?
Just to like focus on school because like they can be a huge distraction at times.
Absolutely, man. That was an honest answer, man. That was real right there, my brother. Salute. That was a real honest answer, and I'm sure it took a lot of resilience to say, man, I need to delete these apps so I can focus. That takes a lot of willpower. So shout out to you for that. Eric, coming your way, same question. How are you using social media, and what apps are you into?
I use TikTok and Snapchat, and I use them as another way to express myself or to kind of have fun. And I use them like when I'm bored or I don't have anything else to do.
Okay, so just to keep yourself entertained and in your downtime, you kind of swing around and see what's going on in social media land.
Yes, sir.
Absolutely, Coach Hayden. I'm going to swing your way. I'm going to step out on a limb and say you're probably one of our younger rec leaders who can relate more to the teen population. I know much more than I can, and Miss Regina. So, how are you using social media as a young adult who's very nearly removed from being a teenager?
Well, I use it for self-expression and inspiration when it comes to photography or painting. So I use it in that way. And I use Instagram and sometimes Tumblr. I don't even think some of these kids know about Tumblr because it's kind of like a died off app, but I still use it.
Yeah, full transparency. I don't know what Tumblr is either. So enlighten us a little bit about Tumblr.
Well, it's kind of like Instagram, but it's more aesthetically pleasing, more with art and pictures rather than, other things like that.
Okay, cool. Thank you. Ms. Regina, you want to jump into this conversation about apps? Are you using any apps?
I most certainly do not want to jump into this portion of the conversation.
Okay, well, we didn't want to leave you on the sideline, so
I appreciate that.
We'll figure it out as.
I'm encouraged by the use of it by other people, but not so much myself.
Absolutely, and I like to think I'm social media savvy, but Coach Hayden just taught me something tonight with Tumblr. And I am I'm active on Facebook and Instagram and Snapchat. And shout out to Autumn and the rest of the teens at Jackson Heights because they put me on the TikTok. So I'm still a baby in my TikTok infancy, but I'm trying to get cool like the rest of them. So we appreciate it. Anyone want to expound a little bit on apps and which apps you're using? Maybe forgot one or want to mention one, give a shout out to one who you've been using. If not, we'll swing back around to our next question. And this question I'm really excited to hear because you all can give us the real. A lot of us think we know what's going on social media with the teens, but you all can give us the real perspective. So I'm going to start with you, Ari. What are some of the negative things that you see on social media? It could be from your peers, from celebrities, or what are some of the negative things that you see that you kind of shy away from on social media?
Some things that I kind of shy away from on social media is kind of trying to get into like beef or like trying to start problems with anybody because all I want to do on social media is have fun.
Okay, so kind of like where beefs and stuff start, school beefs, personal beefs that people have, they kind of take them to social media, and you shy away from that kind of stuff, huh?
Yeah, and also bullying.
Bullying, absolutely. So let's stay on the bullying thing. So when you talk about bullying on social media, what does that look like? Because I think I know, but I want to make sure I'm on target. What does it look like when someone is bullying on social media?
It's kind of like they make fun of how they look or what they're doing specifically, or also like how they're doing with like their page or anything like that. Like they find a way to bully them and make them sad and make them feel bad about themselves.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Thank you. You know, when you hear about cyberbullying and social media bullying, you think about like, you know, some of that stuff has a racial undertone to it. Some of it is gender specific. Some of it is body shaming. Some of it is economically shaming individuals. So there's all kind of ways of bullying. And I'm glad you mentioned that because I hadn't even thought about that myself. So that was an excellent point. Dwayne, your way, same thing. Some of the negative things that you kind of see and shy away from, or hopefully not gravitate towards on social media.
If we're being real, there's a lot of negative things on social
Yeah,
media.
let's be real. We want you to be real. That's why we're on tonight, to be real.
Like what Ari said, the bullying, like if you like to express yourself in a way that's not so popular, people might make fun of you. If you like to do this one thing, or if you like want to show off how you're trying to accomplish your goals, people might put you down. There's some people that like, oh, you're so fat, oh, you're so skinny, and this and that. That's not cool. And once you post something on social media, it stays there forever. So people got to be careful about what they do on social media. Like social media can like stay there forever, and it can like follow you for the rest of your life. You might want to get a job, and then they might pull what you did when you were younger that you didn't know that was going to follow you. And it's time consuming. You may lie down in bed and then you're like on social media, but next thing you know you're there at 3 and now it's like 8 o'clock and you didn't do anything.
Get lost in it. You get lost in social media. If you forget what's going on and what time of day it is, you just get completely consumed with social media. And you brought up a good point about it living forever. I know I talk to young people, especially young athletes, about the way recruiting goes, and when you're being recruited by a college, or when you're trying to enlist in the military, and like you said, getting a job, people are looking at your social media pages to see what kind of character, to see the kind of content you post, and you never know. All things being equal, you have someone who is being inappropriate and spreading a lot of negativity, posting a lot of negativity on social media. All things being equal, and someone's doing that, someone's not. The person that's not may get a leg up because your social media may be inappropriate, or it may be something that a coach or an employer or you know whatever field you are wanting to go into may want to shy away from that. So that was an excellent point about it living forever. I know Herman Edwards, who used to be here as a defensive back coach for the Buccaneers, and he's been on ESPN and a head coach in the NFL. He always said on ESPN, think before you sin, because once you put sin, it's gone. You can't reel it back in. Someone somewhere is going to find it and save it and share it. It could be 10, 20, 30 years later. Someone may, want to repost that or share it. So that was a great point about it living forever. Excellent answer. And that was a real answer too, Dwayne. Appreciate that, brother. Heaven, your way, same question. So some of the negativity or some of the things that you see on social media that you shy away from. About it living forever. Excellent answer. Go ahead.
Sometimes, like on TikTok, when someone posts a video, like there's always so much comments under the video, and it can like what Dwayne said. It can just be something so simple, and people just say anything negative. Like they don't even know what the person went through. All they're doing is just expressing their self, expressing their personality, and trying to share it with other people, and they just bring them down for no reason. And I don't comment on anybody's video at all because I just think it's unnecessary. And I don't know. That's all I really have to say.
Okay, so let's stay right there real quick. So you talked about people commenting. So like when you post, I'm not sure how often you post or how much you post, but when you do post, do you have in the back of your mind, I may not want to post that because people are just going to say something. Somebody's going to say something that's going to make me upset or hurt my feelings. So you kind of filter what you post because, and like I said, in the back of your mind, you're thinking, I don't want to hear the comments. I don't want to see the comments. So let me just not even post that. Does that play a role in how you post or how active you are?
Yeah.
Okay. I'll swing back your way, Dwayne. Same question to you. Does thinking about what people are going to say and do or comment, does that play a role in anything that you may post or were thinking about posting?
Yeah. You might you feel like you just want to express yourself in some way, but it feels like it's not popular nowadays. So it's like, if I post this, what will people say about this? Will they say something positive, or will they shame me? Will they put me down about what I like to do? So it makes people have low confidence about what they want to share with the world.
Right. Kind of makes you feel like you're opening yourself up to be judged by the whole world. Kind of like, you're just leaving yourself wide open for people to comment or judge or do whatever it is they like to do. Great point. Great point. I'm glad you brought that up, Heaven. Ari, swinging your way, saying, or I think I hit you already, didn't I, on this question? Or did I not? Okay. Same question to you. Some of the negativity.
I don't really like I don't really think about it like that when I post something like that, because I noticed that a lot of the hate, it's kind of get put under people who are like famous or have a lot of fans, because those people who comment want attention.
Mm-hmm. Okay, great answer. Autumn, swinging your way. Some of the negativity on social media, some of the things that you kind of shy away from.
That like people try to take people down. Like if they made a mistake, they try to bring it up in the future.
Okay, let's pause real quick. So for someone who's old like me, what does take people down mean? I think I know, but I want to make sure that everyone else knows. What does it mean when you say they're going to take somebody down?
Like try to break them apart from who they is.
Okay, so to kind of shame them, make them feel bad, hurt their feelings. Okay, see,
and like some people don't know what social media is from reality. Like they try to say all this stuff on social media, and when they really see them in person, they don't have all these things.
Yeah, so a lot of posers faking, people pretending to be more or better than they are. That's a great point too, because we talk about a lot of the stuff we see in music and videos and in movies, and a lot of people, adults included, have a hard time separating what's real from what's not. You may see someone, quote unquote, living their best life on Instagram, Facebook, Snapchat, and deep down inside, they're living a life of depression, or they're sad, or they're going through regular everyday issues that we're all going through. So that was a great point too, Autumn. Thank you. Coach Hayden, swinging your way, from the young adult perspective, some of the negativity, some of the things that you see that you kind of shy away from or tend to not get involved in on social media.
It's the not knowing what's real or what's fake. You just have to remember that social media is a highlight reel. They're not going to show most people aren't going to show negative things. They're not going to pose a certain way to where they look a little chubbier. People pose to make themselves look skinnier and make their lives look better. And that's something that I constantly have to remember, that this is not real life. This is just a highlight reel, basically.
Absolutely. And it's like I said, right? So everyone on social media is living their best life, right? So everybody's balling out of control. Everyone's living their best life. Everybody's always on vacation. Everyone's always got the best of the best. And you have to take a step back and say, okay, is this really real? Or it's just, like you said, this is just a highlight reel, or this is to get likes, to get comments, to get followers. And that's a lot of what it is. And it seems like this group, and I'm sure a lot of other teams really understand that it is what it is. It's entertainment. It's just like a horror movie. Freddy Krueger's not real. Jason and Michael Myers aren't real. So you have to take that stuff for what it is. It's entertainment. It may be funny. It may be glamorous, but a lot of times it's not real. So I'm glad that you all can kind of decipher what's real and what's fake. And I appreciate the honest answers. So we'll get a little bit more into kind of some of the personal stuff for our young people. And I'm going to start with you, Dwayne. And the next question is, how does social media kind of influence like school cliques, groups, social groups, personal beefs? I know on Facebook, you see fight clubs in school where kids are fighting in bathrooms and they're filming it and going Facebook Live or Instagram Live, and they're just doing all kind of reckless things that you see that you wouldn't normally see had it not been for social media. So how do you think that stuff is influenced by social media? Like how big of a role does social media play in some of that stuff?
Sometimes people just want to do it for social media. They just like, oh, let's go to the bathroom and fight just so we can get something for Snapchat or Instagram. I've seen it a lot. Man, some people actually, when they're arguing at school, they'll rather take that beef into social media, because if we're being real, people would like post somebody's nudes on their story and then it will go all around the world. And now that person can't even go to school without being bullied for showing something that's inappropriate. So like the social cliques and the school cliques and the social groups, it has like a huge impact on social media because all of that will go into social media, and like I said earlier, it stays there forever.
Absolutely, man. Awesome points, man. Awesome points. I know as an adult, sometimes, and I'll even see adults sharing, and sometimes parents sharing, and sometimes people who I take a step back and say, oh, wow, what are we doing? You'll see kids fighting in the bathroom, and they call them fight clubs. You'll see people posting and sharing inappropriate things from some of the high schools, some of the middle schools. You'll see some kids posting weapons and guns and knives and stacks of money and all kind of stuff in the schools. And I'm thinking, man, what are we doing? So great points, man. Great points. And like you said last time, those are real answers, man. I appreciate it. Ari, coming your way. How does social media influence like some of the negative stuff that you see in schools, social groups, cliques, fights, beefs out in the street, gangs? What kind of role does social media play in that stuff?
It's kind of like if a person makes a page on like fighting or something like that, I feel like it's kind of like monkey see, monkey do, which is kind of like how if one person makes a page, then other people want to make it because of how much attention that one page got.
Right. So just for clicks and likes, right? They just want to be. They used to call it Insta famous. I'm pretty sure there's something else they got. You all have another cool name for it now, but it used to be Insta famous. So definitely that stuff is influenced. Autumn, swinging your way. How does social media affect some of the things that go on in school and social groups and cliques and those kind of things?
Well, it kind of affected because like they try to seek attention. Like if they don't have the attention at home and people like hype them up, they think it's okay, but they got to understand that stuff can't ruin their future.
It can. Now, have you, without being any specific, do you see some of that stuff going on in your school or some of your past schools? Do you see that? Do you see some of your peers being influenced by that kind of stuff?
Yes, but like I don't go to that. I stay away from that.
Okay, you stay away from it. Awesome. That's great. Continue to do that. Heaven, swinging your way. Same question to you. How big of a role does social media play in social groups and cliques and gangs, if you've seen that kind of stuff?
Well, I was gonna say what Ariana said, but I mean, she said it already.
Okay, repeat it for us, because I forgot already. My memory is kind of bad.
Well, what was the question again? Social media.
How it influences like social groups and cliques and things and stuff that you see in school or in your neighborhood or just around town?
It influences it because like someone might make a video or a picture or something that might be inappropriate or rude or basically like bullying, and somebody might be like, oh yeah, I want to do that because look how many likes or look how many shares or comments they got, and do the same exact thing just because they want that clout or they want that much attention or they want to be seen or heard or something.
Cloud. You said a keyword, one of those trigger words, cloud. So for an old head like me, what's cloud?
Attention.
Attention, like major attention.
Yes.
Absolutely, absolutely. Thank you, Coach Hayden. Swinging your way again for the young adult perspective. Some of the social groups and how they may be influenced by social media.
Well, when I was in school, I think I want to say my junior year of high school is when it kind of got like popular, I would say. But I think that things would probably start on social media and then end up getting in real life where somebody will comment something and then they'll get mad and then they'll bring it into the school and stuff like that, or rumors start. There was actually an anonymous page that would just start these spreading rumors and naming names, and it caused a lot of trouble in school. And it wasn't even really it wasn't a said person. It was just a anonymous page that had a list of rumors that people were going crazy about. So it was something like that was going around at school when I was in high school.
Okay, yeah, and when you talk about, I've seen that anonymous page before. That page has been around for a long time. But when you talk about, I see you, Autumn. When we talk about like Facebook beefs and how beefs can begin on Facebook, and people can have these back and forth on social media, and they're talking back and forth, and they may be threatening each other back and forth. Then they go to school the next day, and everybody in school's been watching this Facebook beef. And then they see each other in school, and you've got a group of teens saying, hey, he was talking all kind of crazy about you on Facebook. And then you've got the other group saying, man, he was talking all kind of crazy about you on Instagram. So they feel like, man, we have to do this because we've been beefing so much on Facebook. Everybody's hyping us up to do this in real life. And it starts from nothing and it grows on Facebook. And it's like you said, people are, like Heaven said, people are wanting clout and attention and want to be known as having the most likes, the most followers, the most clicks. And it's kind of unnecessary. But like I said, again, it seems like this group has a pretty good grasp of social media and what it entails. So I'm appreciating. I'm loving the conversation. You all have got a lot of individuals following. Thank you to all of you all who are following us on Facebook. I see a lot of our Parks and Rec staff and some of our team leaders are on tonight. So shout out to you all for tuning in tonight. So we'll move on to our next question. And I think this one will be a good one too. And we're going to talk a little bit specifically about apps. And I'm going to start with you, Ari. What apps do you avoid? Or what are some of the apps that you just have made your mind up that you're just not going to entertain, and why?
An app that I would say is probably Instagram, because as I see a lot of people who have Instagram, they get like a lot of messages and like their DMs and stuff like that, asking them to like do stuff and stuff like that. And I feel like at my age, I feel like I wouldn't want that to happen to me. So I just stay away from that app.
Absolutely. A lot of unwanted attention, right? Not only is it spam, but sometimes they're creepy people who just feel like they want to reach out to you and get to know you or whatever it is. And that can be, I'm 42 years old and it happens to me. And I think, man, this person lives in in Alaska. Why are they direct messaging me? They don't know me, and it could be kind of weird you out a little bit. So, absolutely, Dwayne, coming your way. Same question. What apps? I know you talked about you deleted some apps already, but what are some of the apps that you just absolutely said it's a no go for me?
Even before I had social media, I never wanted to practice like look at Twitter because
Okay.
like I feel like Twitter is more of like an adult social media. Like celebrities use it, but there's also like scam accounts there. Like what also on Instagram, but like Instagram, they're automatically blocked because they know you don't know that person. But like Twitter, I heard that you actually get to that. I heard that they actually get to talk to you and you can talk back.
Yep. Twitter is you're right. Celebrities are definitely using Twitter heavily, and you see the blue checks by the name, and you know that that's a famous person. There's millions and millions of people connecting on Twitter, and Twitter is for I guess for an older crowd, but there are a lot of young people on Twitter as well. So I'm glad you pointed that out. Heaven, coming your way. Give us some of the apps that you just say. No, it's a no go for you on these apps.
Um, it's just really Instagram only because, like what you said about the direct messages, random people can take or at least try to message you and send weird, nasty, I don't know, unnecessary messages and try just to lure you in and all the other stuff. And also, it's a lot of like negative posts that people put. It might be exclusive or like blood or just anything that will make me feel uncomfortable. I don't like looking at that stuff. And some people just post it randomly. But I mean, that could be on Pinterest or Tumblr or TikTok, but I usually or mostly see it on Instagram. So,
Absolutely. Thank you. Autumn, swinging your way. Same thing. Some of those apps that you just shy away from and say, "No, nah, can't do that."
Mm, Um, I don't know, but probably Facebook because like older people use that. It's not really many young. I mean, yeah, young people for me to socialize with on that app.
So Facebook, because there don't seem to be many people your age on Facebook, and I've heard that before. I've heard you all have told me that before here at the park. Like, Coach Jamal, nobody cool is on Facebook anymore. So I guess I kind of get it a little bit, even though it kind of hurt my feelings when you said it, because I love Facebook. But hey, I'm still trying to cross over to the younger
My
generation.
mom uses Facebook, so you can't be that old.
Oh, I'm gonna tell your mom you said that too. I'm gonna text her right now. I got my phone in
She's
my hand.
sitting right here with me.
Hey, Laquita. Right. So okay. So let's stick to that. Let's go back to Facebook real quick. So when you said Facebook is the older crowd, do you ever get on Facebook, or have you ever been on Facebook? Do you communicate through Facebook with some of your friends?
No,
No. Facebook is dead to the teens now, huh?
I never had Facebook at all.
Okay. Cool. Well, yeah. You all leave Facebook to us. You all can have the other stuff. Um, Coach Hayden, coming your way, same thing. Some of the apps that you've seen that you just say when you were a teen, or as you become a young adult, that you just say, no thanks.
It has to be Facebook for me. It's just nothing's really on there that I like. And my mom, she likes to tag me in embarrassing pictures from way back when. I'm just like, no, you can't do that no more. And sometimes I, because I don't really know the password, and if I remember it, I'll just go on there to see, what's so-and-so doing from high school, or it's kind of like a fossil to me, just an ancient artifact.
Okay, I get it. Dwayne, coming back your way again. I'm gonna circle back to you. Facebook and I know we talked a little bit about Facebook, but are there any other apps that you just say, yeah, no go, no thanks?
Not really, but I don't know why people are hating on Facebook because like I started a job where I cut grass and like pick weeds, and I use Facebook to like promote my job. So like older people who want their grass cut and stuff, I can connect with them, in my neighborhood.
Okay. Awesome. So let's stay there. So I'm glad you said that. So and I've seen a lot of teens who are doing things, if it's doing lawn care service or doing handyman work or looking for some summer, some ways to make a couple dollars during the summer. If you're not using Facebook, if you're only on Instagram where only teens aren't hiring anyone to cut their grass. Teens aren't needing any handiwork done. So Facebook, although it might not be as cool as you like, it can be, like you said, Dwayne, a way to share some positivity, to inquire about certain things and to get some engagement from adults who may be able to help. So that's a good point too, is Facebook is where the older people are, but if you have a message
Everybody hang tight. Oh, there he is.
Hey, that technology, that good old Wi-Fi decided to pause on me for a second, but I'm glad everybody's still hanging on. Looks like we're still live on Facebook, so we apologize for the technical difficulties. Thank you all for holding on. And it's funny too, because the power of social media, people were sending me direct messages. Hey man, you just froze. So there it is. Social media was our friend today. So I think we left off with talking about some of the apps, and we were talking a little bit about Facebook, and Dwayne was sharing how he uses Facebook to share his lawn care service. Dwayne, you want to give a little shout out to what you do, man? Give yourself a plug for those people that are on Facebook watching.
I cut grass and I pick weeds, and I'm trying to wash cars and babysit as well.
Okay, so let's do this the right way then. How can people reach out to Dwayne for some of his services, man?
You can get my Facebook. I'll put it in the chat when we're done.
Okay, put it in the chat and I'll share it, man, because we want to promote you on Facebook, even though it's not as cool as the other ones. We're gonna get you some love on Facebook. We appreciate that. Thank you. Let me settle back in right here real quick. Okay, so we're gonna pivot a little bit. I'm gonna ask you all to help. So we're gonna help some of the parents, grandparents, teachers, could be police officers, could be those who are just in the community and have a teenager and are not understanding what's going on social media wise for their teens. So I'm going to start with you. I'm Coach Hayden. I'm going to start with you on this one. We're going to start with the young adult perspective. How involved do you think parents should be in their teens' social media activity? We're going to give parents and adults some advice on how involved they should be in social media.
I think that they should be highly involved. Still give the teens that space, but if something is going on, I feel like the teen should have the responsibility as well to let the adult know, like, hey, this is what's going on. I don't know what to do about it, instead of like taking it into your own hands. Because sometimes you do need that extra voice in your ear to lead you the right way.
Great, awesome answer, awesome answer. Eric, coming your way. If you were to give a parents some advice, how involved should a parent be in their teen's social media activity?
I think they should also be highly involved because a lot of people on social media like to portray as children and lure um, teens in and try to make it seem like, oh, they're this good person and they're not a bad person and you can talk to them and stuff like that. But I feel like if a parent is highly involved, they can notice and see if this is actually who they say they are.
Absolutely, that's an awesome answer. Awesome answer. Heaven, swinging your way. How involved should us as adults be in our children's social media lives?
Agreeing with what Coach Hayden and Ariana said, I think parents should be involved with children's social media life because of like anything negative or like what they said, they can lead them in the right direction and tell them good things to do, the pros and cons, and yeah, like just different things.
So just kind of stay on top of who they're talking to, what type of things they're into, and that kind of thing. Miss Regina, I'm going to swing your way real quick. I think you'll love this question. How involved should we be, us as adults, be involved in our children's, our teens' social media lives?
100%.
100%.
I think so, yes, because, teenagers need some guidance and need some protection. And a lot of times, parents are sitting back and they have this experience and they've been there before. And so, it's an opportunity for you to, to make friends and meet people and do things, but you really need to have some guidelines, and parents and grandparents and adults who are in your life, they can help you to set up those guidelines.
Absolutely. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Autumn, coming your way. How involved should we be?
I like what everybody else said. I think they should be highly involved because like nowadays kids don't act their age and they lie about how old they are and do things they shouldn't do and be very sneaky. And sometimes kids like bully the kids and like they don't tell their parents what's going on and they take like all the stress and make them feel bad about themselves and make them want to take their own life.
Absolutely. Great answer. Great answer. Dwayne, swinging your way, my guy. How involved should adults be in what's going on in social media land with their teens?
In my honest opinion, I say it really depends on your kid. Because there are some kids out there that go to juvie and involved in gangs and involved with things that no teenager is supposed to be in. So if you deeply trust your child, you let them have their freedom. But once in every while, you can check their phone to see if they're like doing okay, if they're great, if they're doing well, if they're like mentally and physically okay and stuff. But if your child is like really like done some dangerous things and things he's not supposed to be involved in, you have to like check his phone and stuff.
Sweet. So it's all about trust, but that goes back to trust and developing a relationship and being engaged with your teen as a whole, not just on social media, right? Because if you all as teens can develop a trust level with your parents, then maybe they give you a little leeway, a little bit more freedom on social media. But if there's a teen who's in the trouble and who may not be doing things appropriate, then parents are going to be 100%. So I think it kind of goes both ways. And teens, you all have to be a little more engaging with your parents too, and talk about social media and have those conversations and kind of let them know, hey, mom, dad, grandma, whoever it is, hey, this is what I'm using social media for. These are some of the apps I'm using. Kind of share so that they don't feel like they have to look over your shoulder all the time and see what you all are doing. So Definitely great answers. Let's circle back around real quick and Dwayne, I'll stay right here with you. Um, so when we talk about social media and like what's out there, when you see like some of the stuff that's going on in society, and we talk about COVID and we talk about some of the race relations and some of the other things that are going on, what advice would you give to teens about them using social media? Let's help some of your peers out. What advice would you give to some of your buddies about social media and what they should or shouldn't be doing?
Honestly, if it's like race related or COVID related, you got to be more of the positive inspiration out there. Because if it's like race related, like, oh, a white man killed a black man, or like recently there's been Asian hate, you got to use social media to put out the word out there to show people that, oh, this is what's going on in the world. We got to help these people. We got to keep this community safe. And as for COVID, COVID's been going on for a year now, and recently people don't really care anymore. Like Texas, I heard that they don't have their mask anymore, which
Yeah,
is
they dropped their governor dropped their mask mandate.
which is kind of crazy. But like out there, we still gotta like keep the same protocols, social distancing, mask. Like we still gotta keep each other safe so we can like lower the death toll and like keep and make sure that everybody doesn't get sick, because there's like young kids out there that's dying from this. I mean, people are losing families, and like we hit like how many like deaths, like 500,000 or something, or
Yep, the numbers up there and growing every day.
yeah. So we got to use the social media to be more positive than just using it to have fun.
That's what's up. That's what's up, man. Awesome answer. I appreciate the positivity, man. We definitely have to saturate social media with more positivity than negativity. So that's a great point. Autumn, your way. Give some advice to some of your peers, your teens, maybe some of your friends who may be watching, even though they're not on Facebook, because they're a lot cooler than us. How some advice you would give them on social media, how they should or shouldn't use it.
Like you can't take everything at face value, because just because it seems like it doesn't mean that's how it's going to be. And like spread positivity doing this, because not everybody can go through this, and it's very stressful on people right now.
Right. So positivity. I think the theme here seems like positivity. People want to spread positivity. Absolutely. Ari, coming your way. How should teens use or not use social media?
I feel like they shouldn't use it in a negative way. So to like get on and like bully people or make them feel bad about themselves. Because I know a lot of people, they like start to commit. And I feel like if you're going on there just to make them feel bad about themselves, what is that doing to you? How is that? That's just making you feel good. That's not making the other person feel good.
Absolutely. Thank you. Coach Hayden, I want to fit you in between having some advice to some teenagers. I know you work with teenagers. You all have a great teen group over there at Forest Hills Community Center. What are some of the things you and your teens talk about in relation to social media and how they should or shouldn't use it?
Yeah, like they shouldn't use it in a negative way, and that they should remember, like I said before, that um, all social media is a highlight reel. So whatever you see on there isn't necessarily the case. They may look like they're having the time of their life, but in behind closed doors, they really aren't. So don't compare your lives to the lives you see on social media.
Absolutely. Great answers. Great answer. Evan, coming your way. How should you or your peers, how should you use or not use social media? So give them some advice on how to navigate through it.
I think people should like post less of their personal life. Well, I mean, I don't know, because that's really their choice. But if they're willing to risk everything else, like um, getting talked about or having people put them down or kick down their confidence or anything, I think people should just stop posting personal things, or I don't know. I don't know. I don't really.
Those are
You're-
honest answers. I got it. Yeah, those are honest answers. You feel like people shouldn't post things that are too personal. And I always say, because I'm on Facebook and I'm not as cool as you all, but I always liken it to when you follow someone, and celebrities are good at this. Them and their families are on vacation, and I know where you live. And if I know you're in the Bahamas, who's watching your house? Or if there's a cat burglar in your neighborhood and you're posting every hour on the hour that you're on a plane, or you're in another country, or you're away from home a lot, if you continue to post that, someone may say, hey, he's away from home a lot. Let's see what's going on at his house. So I understand. I think that's the point that you're trying to make, Heaven, about people posting too much personal information, because you never know who's watching your page, who's looking, who's plotting, or who has that kind of thing in mind. So I think that's an excellent point about being too personal, because people can take that information and use it against you. You all talked about school and the way people take that kind of stuff. So someone could take something you post innocently on Facebook about yourself or your family, and before you know it, they've reposted it on Facebook and changed the story. And you just never know. So things grow that way, and stories catch legs, and the things that are dangerous. So I'm glad that you all were able to share a lot about social media, and about some of the pitfalls and some of the good things about social media. So we'll end on this question, and I'm just going to roll around my screen. Ari, give me the most positive thing about social media. What's the best thing about social media? The absolute best.
The best thing about social media is that you can connect with people, maybe like at your school, that you don't have like their number or something like that. You could connect and collaborate with them, and maybe like if they need help with something or you need help with something, you guys can ask each other over social media. And I feel like it's a good way to express yourself if you can't express yourself around family or friends.
Okay. So just the power of the connection, being able to connect with people who you don't necessarily see every day or have a direct line to them. You can at least follow them on Facebook and know what they got going on. So that's awesome. That's awesome. Autumn, coming your way. The most positive thing and the best thing about social media.
The best thing about social media is like the hobbies and the different videos of different things that people like, because like it just brings joy to my heart.
So you just like to see the positivity. You like to watch good things happen.
Yeah.
Awesome. That's really awesome. Heaven, coming your way, same thing. Best thing about social media.
I think the best thing about social media is being able to share what you like, and being able to compare your hobbies to others, and maybe get tips from others or give tips to others. And maybe you might like drawing or painting or singing, and maybe someone could possibly help you, or just making friends, or being able to talk to someone who you aren't close with, and just getting that time to talk to people and meet new people and make friends and stuff.
Absolutely. Absolutely. That's a great answer. Coach Hayden, coming your way. The positivity, what's good? What really piques Coach Hayden's interest on social media?
I really like the fact that I can see what's going on all around the world at just like one tap of on Instagram or Tumblr. Get fashion from what's going on in Japan or Australia, stuff like that.
So being able to see things abroad, right? I know that's one of the cool things about it, is you can see, you can follow anybody anywhere on social media. Ms. Regina, I'll swing your way real quick. I know you said you're not that active on social media, but I know you've heard and you've had some experience with social media. Some of the best things about social media.
Well, of course, I don't really follow all of the different apps that I'm hearing tonight, but I'm exposed to it, and social media is perfectly fine, and it certainly has its advantages. We're on this call tonight because of a social media app. We're on Zoom tonight. We're on Facebook tonight. So it does have its advantages, and I appreciate that. There are a lot of ways that, you can get the word out, you can share information, you can meet people. I've done several meetings, and we even had a family reunion on Zoom. So yeah, there's a lot of positivity in social media, and I appreciate it. And I'm coming along. I have a page and a half worth of notes tonight just from this session alone.
We're all learning. Like I said, Coach Hayden taught me something tonight with Tumblr. I'd heard about it, but it never really piqued my interest. So I'm gonna take a look at Tumblr and see if I can dig into it and see what's good about it. I'm gonna pivot real quick to some of the Facebook comments. We've got a lot of people on Facebook. I see many rec leaders. Miss Regina. I seen Mr. John Allen, our recreation manager, commented. He said, "Fantastic job to all of the teams who participated, and he loved the topic." So thanks, John, for watching. There's many rec leaders and people in our department watching. We have Coach Angel. Coach Angel's over at Powell. He works in our athletic department. He said one of the good things about social media is the networking and the connections and being able to relate to everyone on certain topics and issues. So shout out to Coach Angel for that. Autumn, your mom is watching. Autumn, tell your mom hi on Facebook, even though she's probably sitting in there with you. Wonderful. So as we close out, I'm going to open the floor up. Does any one of our young people have any final comments, anything related to social media that they'd like to say or leave with the group? I see Heaven, you got your hand up. We'll start with you.
Well, when we were talking about Facebook, I remembered that you can also go on like a, what is it called? I don't know, it's like a marketing thing, and people might, like if you need something, somebody is selling it, or sometimes you can get like bed sets, or if you need a babysitter, I mean, if you trust that, you could ask their like babysitting groups or pet sitting groups.
Absolutely.
Or how Dwayne.
Great point. Great point. I believe it's called Marketplace, where you can you can buy and sell, trade. Like you said, there's babysitting services, vehicles, furniture, tires. There's a whole marketplace on Facebook that you can find that kind of stuff, and you can shop on Facebook. So that's a great point that you can use Facebook for a lot of different ways. So I'm going to swing around the room real quick and give everybody a chance to say a couple of words before we close out. Ari, I'm going to swing your way. Any closing comments on social media, or any words you'd like to leave on the group and on the Facebook family?
Just to stay safe.
Stay safe. Absolutely. Dwayne, swinging your way.
Same as Ari, just like stay safe, like be careful with the people you hang with, and don't really put too much out there because you never know who's watching.
Great. Autumn, I'm going to swing your way, and then I got one last thing I want to touch on before we close. Autumn, you want to leave some final words with the group and the Facebook family?
Like everybody else, stay safe and stay positive.
Stay safe and positive. Coach Hayden.
Remember not to compare yourself to what you see or on Instagram or social media in general. Don't compare your life, your body, how you're living to their life. Appreciate your own and what you have.
Absolutely. So before we go, right, so I had this written down, and someone sent me a text and said, hey, don't forget about it. So I'm not. So we all know this is Women's History Month. Shout out to all the women. Shout out to my mom. I think my mom watched last time. So mom, if you're watching, shout out. Shout out to, I think Lakeria is watching. So shout out to Lakeria and my mom. So Women's History Month. So we're going to do this real quick before we close. We've all had some women that have been influential in our lives. be it family members or everyone, but I'm going to make it a little tougher for you all. So I want you all to give me a woman or the woman who's been most influential in your life, who's not your mom or your grandma. So someone other than mom or grandma, a woman who's been most influential in your life. And Autumn, I'm going to start with you. You knew I was going to start with you first.
Okay, I got two people actually.
Okay, let's do it.
I have Maxine Waters.
Maxine Waters, awesome, awesome. Who is Maxine Waters? You may have to explain that to some people.
She's a congresswoman.
Congresswoman, okay, okay. And who's the second?
Michelle Obama.
Michelle Obama. Okay, so real quickly, what about Maxine Waters and Michelle Obama has been influential to you?
So for like Maxine Waters, like she stand up for Black women and she support everybody that looks like herself, and she doesn't take none of the foolishness. And Michelle Obama, she inspired me to be a strong woman and that I could be anything I want to be in life, and inspired me to want to be a president.
Absolutely. President Autumn. I think that has a nice ring to it. President Autumn. Can I be in your presidential cabinet? Can you get me a gig in the White House? I can run all your social media sites. How about that? All right, cool. Thank you. Ari, I'm going to swing your way. An influential woman who's not mom or grandma, someone who you've admired or who's played a big part in where you are so far.
Kamala Harris.
Kamala Harris, and I think that's pretty much self-explanatory, right? The first African-American vice president ever in the history of the United States. But what about her has been inspiring to you?
Through the whole election process, she stayed positive and she was very brave.
Brave, very, very brave. In the face of a lot of adversity, she stayed strong. Absolutely. Heaven, coming your way. Influential woman.
I honestly don't have one.
Okay. Think of
I
go ahead.
can say Michelle Obama.
Michelle Obama. Okay. And real quickly, Michelle Obama, why, other than, or is it the same reasons that Autumn mentioned?
Yes, it is.
Strength, her courage, and her stature, right? She had her shoulders straight and head up tall, and she took everything that came her way. Dwayne, coming your way, my boy. Influential woman.
The same thing, Kamala Harris.
Kamala Harris. Okay, so from a young man's perspective, why Kamala for you?
Because I got younger sisters, and it gives them when they grow up, it will give them hope that they can be whatever they want as a young Black African American woman.
Absolutely. Coach Hayden, coming your way. Influential woman. I know you probably have multiple, so give us your short list.
That was really hard, though. I can't think of anybody else other than my mother that's so influential and inspiring. But I would say Ariana Grande.
Okay, now you're going to have to expound on that one a little bit. Why Ariana?
Because she's such an amazing singer and she makes such great music. I love Ariana Grande. I listen to her all the time.
Okay, Ariana Grande. Ms.
Yes.
Regina, I know you can jump in on this question for us. Influential woman.
I always have to go back to my third grade teacher, Mrs. Jackson. Ms. Jackson taught probably 25 years, and all of my siblings before me and some after me, she taught everybody the 23rd Psalm and told us that we couldn't go to the next grade until we learned it. We didn't know whether that was the truth or not, but she taught, certain things and certain values. And I know people have heard the thing, people don't care how much you know until they know how much you care. That was Miss Jackson. And until this very day, she is still in my mind. It's just embedded in me. Miss Jackson, my third grade teacher.
That's awesome. Miss Jackson. Mine, I would have to say, obviously, mother and grandmother and aunts and all the women in my family, definitely. But mine is Miss Janie Glenn. I know Miss Janie Glenn is in her 90s now, but she was a longtime friend of the family, friends with my grandmother and my grandfather. And Miss Janie Glenn is probably about 4'2", but she's the toughest thing on two legs. And she would always, no matter how big or grown we got, she would always be that person who would tell you exactly what you needed when you needed to hear it. Even to this day, she's still the same way in her older age. She still sends messages through my mom that I need to get to church and I need to come by her house and I need to call her. So she's always been that person who's just been there, who will be honest with you in tough times, be that shoulder and that ear when you needed it. So Miss Janie Glenn, a longtime friend of my family, has been a very influential person to me outside of the obvious mom and grandma and women in my family. So with that, I want to thank our young people for your engagement tonight. Thank you for your honest answers. Hopefully those that, Autumn, I'm sorry, back to you. I see you had your hand up. Thank you, Ms. Virginia.
Another one.
Okay, let's do it.
Harriet Tubman.
Harriet Tubman. Why Harriet Tubman?
Because like what she did was like, I don't know if I would be able to do that. She went from, I forgot what state, but she went like a lot of miles, like a whole bunch of miles to find freedom. Then she kept coming back to help more slaves come and be free. So yeah. She
sacrificed a lot for a lot of people. She gave of herself for people she didn't even know, to help them find freedom. So absolutely all of the ancestors who have, we talk about Rosa Parks and Harriet Tubman and Mary McLeod Bethune, and the list can go on and on and on, and not just African American women, but women of all nationalities have been the backbone of the country. So shout out to all the women who are making a difference every day, and all the young women like you all who are here making a difference today for Women's History Month. So shout out to all the women who are making a difference and influencing every day. So as we close out here again, I want to thank all of our young people for your engagement, your time. Hopefully those that are watching or those that will watch will get something out of our conversation tonight. I know it was informative for me. I'm going to go back and rewatch so that because there are probably some things that I missed. So I'm glad that you all spent this time with us to share your thoughts on the power of social media, good and bad, and how you all feel about it. So with that, Ms. Regina, I'm going to swing it your way for a couple closing words of encouragement, and then we're going to say goodbye to our Facebook family.
Just want to say thanks too. And I appreciate all of the input and all of the information that I have received tonight, because like I said earlier, I actually do have a page and a half worth of things, and I probably will be taking a look at it again myself, Jamal, because there are a couple of these apps that I may just take the plunge and just go for it and set myself up with a couple of these things. But you know what? I enjoy the conversation, and I enjoy the positive portion of social media, but I also don't want us to forget the power of in-person communication. Don't forget, that you still can relate to people. You still can engage with people face to face, talking to them. Well, with the mask right now, it's kind of hard to even see each other, but don't forget to engage in person with people, because that makes a great deal of difference. But enjoy your social media. And thanks
Absolutely.
a lot, Jamal, for being the absolute best host. We really appreciate all of the effort that you put into these Tuesday nights. It's just the highlight for me.
It is the highlight of my week. And I'm glad you said about in person, right? So I'm going to throw this one last piece of question out to our teens, and it's just a show of hands. So teens, raise your hands if you know how to write a letter and address an envelope and put it in the mail. Autumn, Dwayne. Oh, so everybody, okay, good. Because I've always thought that social media has replaced the art of letter writing, like writing a letter, addressing an envelope, getting a stamp, and sending it off. Like I thought that social media replaced that. So it's kind of refreshing to see that our young people are still being taught that. Okay, now raise your hand if you've actually done it before. Heaven.
I really
Oh,
want a letter. I really would love to get a letter. If I
Okay.
put my address out there, what do you think?
Miss Regina, I think you might have to get a social media page and get the contact, because I don't think they're going to address a letter and mail it to you. But we can give it a shot, though. We can give it a shot. Coach Hayden, your way, real quick, before we close out. Any encouraging words, any thoughts on tonight's topic and our teens? There you go.
Can you hear
Yes,
me?
we got you.
Sorry,
Uh-huh.
it wasn't clicking, but yeah, just to stay safe and be mindful of what you post, because once you post it, it's out there. And just to relax, like if you're mad and you want to post something, just calm down, wait, and see if you should post it. See if you feel the same way.
Great point. Like they always say, never make any decisions while you're angry, because you're caught up in emotions and feelings, and you may do something or say something or post something that you may regret really, really soon. So that's a great point, Coach Hayden. Thank you. And as we close, I'll say to our young people who are here with us tonight, and those of you who are watching on Facebook, just ask you all to continue to stay safe, continue to wear your mask, continue to social distance. Those of you all who choose to take the vaccine, please feel free to do so. Protect yourself and your family. I believe it was Dwayne who mentioned we're over a year into the pandemic, and we still have many, many unanswered questions about where COVID-19 is going and where it's going to take us. So as we get closer to the end of the school year and get ready to ride out into the summer, where we're all going to have a little more free time, and beaches and malls and movie theaters are open and restaurants and parties. Continue to stay safe, continue to protect yourself and your family so that we can continue to do what we're doing now, and with the hopes of getting back to in-person TLC programs. And for those of you all who don't know, TLC, the acronym TLC stands for Teens Leading Change. That's what our group is. We are, or they are, the Teens Leading Change representatives from their centers. We have many, many centers who have Teens Leading Change program. You can find a program near you at tampa.gov / Parks and Recreation, and you'll see a whole page on teens, and it'll give you a site listing. And if you're not familiar with our programs, take a look at the website, find the nearest rec center in your neighborhood, and get your kids connected, get your teens connected with a TLC program in your neighborhood. There's some really good things. We're all pretty much all virtual now, but once we get back to in-person teen dances, activities, college bus tours, fundraising opportunities, Screen on the Green movies, Stay and Play, our summer program. There's many, many opportunities for teens to stay engaged and do like all of our teens did today, to do some positive things. So Tampa Parks and Rec is where it's at for teen programming and positivity. So with that, if no one else has anything else, anyone else have anything else they want to say, speak now or hold your peace till the next time we come on Facebook Live. If not, thank you all for joining us on Facebook. Thank you to our teens for representing Tampa Parks and Recreation tonight. Thank you to all of you all who are watching, all of our rec leaders who are watching us tonight, all of our Parks and Rec family who are watching us live on Facebook and commenting. Thank you all. We'll see you all in 2 weeks. We'll be back live again in 2 weeks. So thank you to all, and have a good night. We'll see you all next time. Thank you to all of our teams. Thank you, Ms. Regina, Coach Hayden, Dwayne, Autumn, Ari, and Heaven. Thank you all.